What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today, I would like to take a look at Aaron Glenn's press conference. He snaps back at Rich Cimini for a report he had yesterday, and we need to praise the special teams as well. So what happened with Rich Cimini? Yesterday, he reported that Garrett Wilson will be out for 3 to 4 weeks. Apparently, Aaron Glenn did not like that very much.
I'm going to pass on talking about injuries. Since Rich, he's not here, has all the answers, so you guys can get all the injuries from Rich. So I go right into this game.
Are you a candidate for IR, or is that not something you want to?
Ask Rich.
I'm asking you.
Well, I'm telling you to ask Rich.
He's not here, though. AG.
Well, you better call him.
No disrespect to you or Rich, but we want to hear from you. You know,
you guys have been here. You guys have been hearing from me, but now since we're just reporting stuff, that I haven't said, then maybe you should ask him.
Thanks, everybody. See you on the field.
Cimini clearly didn't get that from Aaron Glenn, and he got it from somewhere, right? I'm sure he didn't just make that up out of thin air. But normally Aaron Glenn is the one who's up at the podium and will talk about the injury. And to his credit, he's been pretty open with the media on injuries in the past. Now, I don't know what the reason is. I'm not in Aaron Glenn's head, but I'm assuming that Glenn was bothered by how this got out. And in the past, he's mentioned bringing up multiple times, really, keeping things in-house and worrying about things together. And look, I'm sure the beat reporters won't really like this, but it kind of is what it is. They're trying to do their job and write stories and, have all the information for the fan base. And I get it, and I empathize with them to an extent. I really do. And from the Jets side, I get where they're coming from on this and where Glenn is coming from. He thinks that he won't say who the quarterback is for a competitive disadvantage. If they're saying Garrett Wilson's out for a month, I'm sure he views that as a competitive disadvantage as well. It eventually would have came out, though, is my pushback to Aaron Glenn. Again, I don't really take issue with him saying that. I actually kind of chuckled to myself because I think it's pretty funny, the beef that Aaron Glenn and Rich Cimini have had literally since day one, since he's been hired. I don't know what has happened in the past between those two guys, but I'll just say that someone on the beat have a bit of a reputation for stirring some shit, and I think Aaron Glenn wanted to kind of just put a stop to that. Can't sleep because of street lights, early sunrises, or your room just isn't dark enough? Well, I got the thing for you. The Manta Sleep Mask Pro blocks 100% of light. No distractions, just real quality sleep. Fun fact, my fiance has one of those alarms with the sunsets and sunrises, and I hate the light in my eyes when I'm trying to go to sleep. So I get good use out of this Manta Sleep Mask Pro. I love it. With the Manta Sleep Mask, you get total blackout. The memory foam eye cups adjust to your face for a pressure-free fit, and the cooling materials make sure you stay comfortable even if you are a hot sleeper. It's a comfortable feel on your face, and it's made from quality materials. Head to mantasleep.com to check out the variety of masks, earplugs, white noise machines, and so much more. Use my code O'Leary to unlock 10% off your purchase. That's code O'Leary at mantasleep.com. Glenn was also speaking on the importance of this game for the New York Jets.
I said it before, and then when you watch the tape, you can really tell how Vrabel has his fingerprints on how this team operates. And again, he did a hell of a job from the offseason going to get these big-time players that fits what he's trying to do. And not just that, the coaching staff that he brought together. You could tell that Josh McDaniels done a really good job with this quarterback. Again, big, physical, athletic, can make all the throws. And everything revolves around how he operates and what he do. And when it comes to defense, very sound. And then they have some high-level guys at the special team spot. So this is going to be a fight. But we welcome the fight. We welcome it. So look forward to it. Again, Thursday night game when there's a number of factors that goes into these games that I keep between myself and the players that we have to be able to do to go out there and operate the way we need to. So, but again, we're looking forward to this one.
He gave the Pats a lot of credit and says that they welcome the fight, and, good for New England, right? Like, they really turned their program around. They have their franchise quarterback. They brought in a head coach who's been proven and a winner, and he's done just that. But I like what Aaron Glenn said here, where it's like, we'll welcome the fight, because this is a big game for the Jets. And I know, like, I get it. They're 2-7. New England's 8-2. They've been awesome to start this year, but it is a big test. They're double-digit point road dogs for this game. No one is really giving them a chance to win. They're coming off of 2 wins. They beat up on a horrendous defense against the Bengals. They just beat the Browns. You beat who's on your schedule, and they did that the last 2 weeks. They responded and won on a bye week, something that previous Jets regimes really, really struggled with. How do you respond to being, heavy underdogs on the road against the division rival? Arguably, the Jets still their biggest rival in the New England Patriots. It's a short week. I think we can learn a lot from this as fans of the Jets, and trying to see what Aaron Glenn is made of as a head coach. The book is not written on Aaron Glenn, and just like I was saying, through the first few weeks of the year when they were winless, like it's unfair to completely write Aaron Glenn off after an 0-4 start. By the same token, just because they won 2 games, I'm not saying that Aaron Glenn is absolutely the answer here. Like, right? Like, there's a bunch of hurdles across a 17-game season. And they got their first win finally. Then they respond and win off the bye. And they do that after trading away 2 of their better players on the team, and Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. Now it's, okay, big-time underdogs on the road. They haven't really had a game like this yet on their road. I guess you could say Tampa Bay to an extent, but New England just beat Tampa Bay this past week. Their biggest game before, where they were big underdogs, was against the Bills, but that was a home game for the Jets. This is really their big first road test against a team that's in first place in the division. A divisional opponent, rivalry game, short week. I think we have a chance to learn a lot about this coaching staff, and I'm excited to watch it. In this video, I also wanted to show some love for the Jets special teams unit, right? Like, they have been the best special teams unit in the NFL, ranking number 1 in the league in special teams DVOA. There's a great stat from Michael Nania. The gap between the Jets and the 4th place special teams unit is larger than the gap between 4th and 26th. That's just nuts, right? So they have a massive lead on just how good their special teams unit is. Their kicker hasn't yet to miss a field goal or extra point. McNamara has been absolutely stellar as a punter, giving the Jets great field position. And they're coming off a game where they just got 2 returns for a touchdown, a punt return and a kick return. It's an important phase of the game that I think often gets overlooked, but it shouldn't, right? It's just as important as defense and offense. And it's a big reason why the Jets were able to win the game on Sunday. They struggled offensively, especially in the first half, and they were in that game and won said game because they had 2 touchdowns from their special teams unit. That's a major win for Aaron Glenn and this coaching staff. He was the one who decided to hire Chris Banjo. Chris Banjo brought in Nick Folk late in training camp. Correct decision, it seems. He hasn't missed yet. They decided to move on from a veteran punter in Thomas Morstead. Correct decision, it seems. Austin McNamara has been stellar this year. He's been really, really good. Kene Nwanu has, the return for a touchdown. They stuck with Isaiah Williams when no one else really wanted them to, and it's worked out. He's been good ever since the early mistakes. So I think you have to give the special teams unit credit, and it should be talked about as a big win for this team. I know they're 2-7, and it's hard to just, toss out moral victories or, talk about things that are going well, even when the Jets are losing games, right? I'm not talking about the special teams being a reason why they're a 7-2 team instead of a 2-7 team. Like, I would rather the Jets be 7-2, obviously, but I also at the same time don't want to just do every single video and just be negative all the time. That's not fair. I want to talk through, no matter what it is, things that are going either well for this team or things that they need to improve on. And what's going well for them right now is special teams. And it's a big reason why they won their most recent game against the Cleveland Browns. So there you go. Thanks so much for hanging out for another video, guys. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe here if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.